So in this video, we are going to discuss about the difference between physical change and chemical change. No new change is formed in physical change. These changes are mostly reversible in nature, example stretching of rubber band. Chemical change, new substances formed. Second, these changes are always irreversible in nature, example burning of a candle wick. Well, I have told you earlier also that physical changes are mostly reversible in nature. It means after the change in an object, we can get the original object back in its original shape and size. And during these kind of changes, no new object is formed or no new substance is formed. But if we talk about chemical change, new substance is definitely be the result of the change, and we cannot get back an object in its original shape, size or color. Another one is other ways to bring changes by heating or cooling. It means we are going to read about those changes which occur due to the heating and cooling effect. Let's start. Heating and cooling also brings about changes. For example, land and sea breezes occurs due to the heating and cooling of land and water. Evaporation and condensation occurs due to the heating and cooling of water and water vapors respectively. This results in the water cycle in nature. Well, in this we are going to discuss two examples which are somehow concerned with the heating and cooling effect of air. So let's discuss the water cycle first. This is the water source, maybe a sea, pond, ocean or river. So as the water is collected over here, you can see the water evaporates due to the good amount of heat is provided to this water. So as the water changes into evaporation, as the water changes into water vapor due to evaporation, it means water is changing into water vapors, and this process is called evaporation, and it happens due to the heating effect. So as the water vapors rises up, because they are light in nature, they are in gaseous form, they are in steam form, they are in vapors form, so they rises up very easily being lighter in weight. As they go higher up in the atmosphere, they comes in contact with the cooler air. Here the atmosphere is bit cooler comparatively. So as the water vapors come in contact with the cooler air, they again condense. Condense means they again changes into water droplets. So water vapors changes into water droplets. This process is called condensation, and this happens due to the cooling effect of air. Again, the cooling, due to the cooling effect of air, due to the condensation process, the water droplets join together, keep on joining with each other to make the clouds. So when the clouds become when the clouds become heavier in weight, they cannot even resist a single drop of water. The water in the clouds, the droplets in the clouds drop on the earth in the form of rain, and this is called precipitation. And again the same water is being collected in the same source of water. So this happens due to the heating and cooling effect of air. Now let's read the second example, that is sea breeze and land breeze. So this is the another example which we are going to study, the sea breeze and land breeze. One thing is very clear, that sea breeze occurs during the daytime and land breeze occurs during the night time. This is the very important thing, you have to be sure about it. So as we go in the coastal areas, we always observe the land breeze and sea breeze. Why this happens? Because during the daytime, this is land and this is water, this is sea. Fine. So the land is hotter, more hotter comparatively as compared to water during daytime. So due to the heat of the sun, the land becomes hotter comparatively, and the air, this consider these arrows as air. So the air above this is air above the land becomes hotter and it rises up. Fine. So if the sea is cooler comparatively, so the air above it will also be cool. So as the hot air rises up, this is cool air. The cool air above the sea rushes to take its place. But at night, land becomes cooler comparatively, and the cool air rushes from land to sea. So at night the water becomes hot and the air above it also becomes hot. Hot air is lighter in weight, so it rises up, and to occupy the space of hot air, the air from the land, which is bit cooler comparatively, rushes to take its place. So sea breeze and land breeze is a very natural phenomena, and it occurs due to the heating and cooling effect of air. Now let's read the another kind of change. Objects like metal expand on heating and contract on cooling. You must have seen your mother placing the metal lid of a tightly closed jar in hot water to open it. She is actually expanding the metal lid by giving it some heat. This property of metals is used to cover the wooden wheel of bullock cart with iron rims. The size of iron rims is kept slightly smaller than the wooden wheels. To fit the iron rim tightly around the wooden wheel, the iron rim is heated. This causes it to expand. This makes it easy to put the iron rim over the wooden wheel. Upon cooling, the rim contracts and it fits tightly around the wooden wheel. So one thing is very clear, all of you have seen the wooden wheel in bullock carts. So this is a wooden wheel and this is iron rim. The diameter of the iron rim is smaller than the diameter of the wooden wheel. But the challenge is that we have to fit this iron rim over the wooden wheel. So how is it possible? So we can easily fit it over wooden wheel by heating it. After heating it strongly for 30 minutes, what we will do? We will put it over the wooden wheel, because on heating iron rim expands. It has the quality to expand after strong heating. So immediately after strongly heating, we will put it over the wooden wheel. As we will try to fit it over wooden wheel, it will take the shape and size of wooden wheel, and immediately we will provide with the cold water. As we will provide it with the cold water, as we will provide the iron rim with the cold water, it will immediately contract and fits tightly around the wooden wheel. So this was the example that shows that expansion and contraction also takes place due to heating and cooling effect on the object. So this is the another example that I'm going to show you. The concept is same, but the example is different. This is a ring ball apparatus. You can see this is iron ball and it can easily pass through this ring set. Before heating, the diameter of the ball is less than the diameter of the ring, so it slips. So the diameter of the ball is comparatively less than the diameter of this ring, which you can see in round shape. It can easily slip through it because the diameter of the ball is smaller than the diameter of the ring set. But on heating, the metal expands and its diameter becomes greater the diameter of the ring, so it gets stuck. So as I told you that metals have the property to expand on heating. Metals expand the most than any other solids. So on cooling, it contracts and again slips through the ring. On heating, the metals expand at its most and it becomes very good in nature. It expands properly. But when we provide immediately the cooling effect, it slips through the ring ball. So as it's shown in figure, that we are going to heat the ball strongly for about 5 minutes. After heating the ball, the diameter of the ball will be greater than the diameter of the ring. So you can see that after heating, the ball stucks because now ball is bigger than the diameter of the ring set. But after cooling, again it can easily pass through it. So this shows that heating and cooling effect on an object plays very important role and brings very drastical changes.